Hello?
Hello?
Yes, my friend, you are a Muslim, right?
Yes.
All right, you are welcome and you are live on air. What do you want to say to
yeah.
us? Is Allah exist?
Yes.
How you can prove that?
In the Quran.
Okay, help me. How?
In chapter 2, verse 23, Allah challenges everybody to make one chapter like it, and no one has ever been able to do it.
So you are saying to me nobody can play Quran, nobody can make Quran like the Quran of Allah?
Yes, no one can.
Okay,
and
so
no one's
then
been able to.
okay, no problem. You see, so how you explain? Like I found a verse in the Quran, it's full of errors and mistakes, and you know it's like kind of a crazy. So I'm going to play it for you, and you tell me why it's full of errors. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, let me find it for you. %90 of this chapter, or 95%, is errors. Listen carefully and tell me what do you think. I will play like maybe 30 seconds for you or 40 seconds.
All right.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام حاء يا ألف هاء قناة الحوار المستقيم زكريا الحكيم بحوار صادق في الصميم يطعن العمم والعمائم والعميم.
All right. I heard somebody trying to help you in the background. So what do you think about this Quran?
That's not Quran.
Yeah, there's a guy, I heard him behind you saying to you, this is not Quran.
Nobody said that.
I heard it myself. And that's why I said somebody is helping you. Now let me ask you why it's not Quran. Do you speak Arabic?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Syrian.
All right. And why this is not Quran?
It's not, and it's not like it either. It just people like the Quran is like spoken very eloquently.
Really?
That wasn't eloquent.
Okay. So you said you are Syrian, correct?
Yes.
All right. Did your Quran mention your country?
No.
Did your Quran mention Palestine?
Yes.
Where?
In chapter 17, verse 1.
Chapter 17, verse number 1. That's a good
Yes.
thing. I never heard of this before. I will learn from you.
It talks about Masjid al-Aqsa, which is in Palestine.
Really? It says there
Yeah.
in chapter 17, verse number 1, it says the Masjid al-Aqsa?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And this is Palestine, supposedly?
It's in Palestine.
No. It says it is the journey to the second mosque, the furthest mosque.
Yeah.
Don't you think this is a mistake?
No.
Because
It says the house. It says it took it to the house of worship.
Okay,
That's in
you
Jerusalem.
claim that you speak Arabic. Do you know what Al-Aqsa mean?
No.
What do you mean you do not know? You speak Arabic, don't you?
I mean, I just don't know what it means. I know it's the masjid.
Okay, can you read for me? Can you read for me the verse in Arabic?
No, because well.
You do not know Arabic.
I do know Arabic.
No, see, this is the guy behind you. He is the one who told you. He's watching my program before that what the Quran I played, this is not Quran, and you don't speak Arabic. So you were going to say yes, it's Quran, but the guy behind you told you that. And now you said to me, I asked you, do you speak Arabic? You said yes, I am Syrian. And now you said you don't speak Arabic. So in less than 3 minutes, you proved to me that you are lying to us, which is not nice. Why you said to me you speak Arabic?
I do speak Arabic. No, because I'm better in English.
Oh, no, okay, you speak Arabic. Go ahead. Here we go. What I told you a very simple word. What Al-Aqsa mean? You do not know.
I mean, it's just one word. Not everybody knows every word.
Okay, doesn't matter. Can you read the verse? No, you cannot read it.
أخي أنا بعرف شلون أحكي عربي.
What أخي? What does that mean? My friend, I ask you. Okay, this is a word here. Prove to me that Allah is a false God. Let me tell you why. This is your Muslim translation. It says the farthest most. Do you know what farthest most mean?
Yes. Well, the farthest mosque.
There's no mosque behind it. That's it. Correct? That's it. This is the far. Okay, but Jerusalem is not even 1,000 kilometers from Mecca. How this can be the farthest mosque?
Because the people who did the tafsir, right? They said that.
So you are making an assumption. The Quran never mentioned the word Palestine. Never mentioned the word Syria. Correct?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so your answer was a mistaken answer, and the Quran here is mistaken because simply it cannot be that the one in Jerusalem, the one is talking about, because this must be the farthest mosque, and farthest mosque cannot be somewhere. It's just 1,000 miles away or 1,000 kilometers away. America is farther, China is farther, Japan is farther, Philippines is farther. So this is silly. Secondly, this chapter you quote from me, it's called a chapter of Al-Isra. Do you know what Isra mean?
Isra, yes, the night journey.
The night journey. Okay, your prophet, he went where?
He went to in the heavens on a horse.
Okay, this is another deception the Muslims they learn from their scholars. Where in the verse in front of us it says he went to heaven?
It's in the hadith.
In the hadith. So why Allah he forgot to mention something very important, that Allah he took him to heaven, but he mentioned that he took him to the farthest mosque?
Because the Quran doesn't speak in everything in detail. If you want to go to
which one is more important, friend? Which one is important? A journey to heaven or a journey to a mosque? Journey to heaven. Okay, so why he did not mention it? It's like saying to you, I took you to Japan and we spent there 50 days, and then in the way we stop in the gas station. So you mentioned to me I took you to the gas station, but this is not true. The gas station is not important. So which one is important? You just said it is heaven. So how in the world Allah he mentioned everything except what is important in the journey, which is going to heaven? So there's no proof that Muhammad went to heaven. Even the Quran is not mentioning it.
All right, but like I said, in the hadith, it talks.
No
about,
problem. The hadith. Okay, so are you saying the hadith is more accurate than the Quran?
No, it talks about more stuff. It just talks
no, my friend, it cannot be more stuff, because this is very important to mention. If the Quran did not mention it, it should not be in the hadith, because I asked you yourself, which one is more important, going to the mosque or going to the heaven? You said yourself, you said the heaven.
Yes.
So Allah should not drop the heaven from telling the story. This is very important. He took him to heaven. I mean, what do you want more? But yet it's not mentioned in the story. So this is the fabrication of the Muslims. Secondly, if there is any witnesses for Muhammad going to heaven or going to that mosque?
No problem. He told everybody, and he was the Sadiq.
Okay.
Everybody believes what he says.
Okay.
So if he said it, it happened.
All right. Is it true that your prophet, he said that there was 120,000 prophet waiting for him, 24,000 prophet waiting for him in the
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is this mosque, the one you are mentioning to me? How in the world at that time the whole city of Jerusalem does not even fit for, until now she doesn't fit for 124,000 if we want to put them I mean in a square. I mean, what square is going to fit for 124,000 people to pray inside it? It's a mosque.
No, because it it has nothing to do with our salvation. So that's why it doesn't like talk about stuff. We might want to know it, but it has nothing to do with our salvation.
What does this have to do with salvation, my friend? I'm asking you, how your prophet, he said that he met with 124,000 prophet, and every one of them have a flying donkey. And why?
It wasn't in Jerusalem.
Why
it wasn't in Jerusalem.
It wasn't Jerusalem. It wasn't Jerusalem. It was where? You said to me this is Palestine. No, I mean no. He met the 124,000 in the Masjid al-Aqsa, according to your prophet.
Actually, no. He said he met them in the 7 heavens.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
No. Let me. If I show the reference, what you will do? It says even. Your prophet Jibreel, actually, he put his finger in the wall, in the wall of the Aqsa, and a Muslim, they say the location of the finger is still there, and he tied the buraq, by the wall, and then he entered the mosque, and he there was waiting for him the Messiah himself.
Yeah, this is among the ghaib. It's the unseen. We can't prove or disprove it. It's like angels and demons. So you can't say it's wrong, and you can't say
Okay,
you can't
but
prove it's right
okay,
either.
but hold on. So 124,000 prophet was waiting for Muhammad, and nobody saw them. I mean, isn't it weird? Like I say, there's 124,000 people there, and nobody, historian, anyone witness. I mean,
No,
imagine
they were
suddenly,
invisible.
they are invisible. Okay, all right, okay, that's all right. I was wondering why nobody saw it. So, but it was invisible. I mean, now I get the point. So Muhammad himself was invisible too.
When you went on the night journey, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay, the invisible prophet, the invisible God, the invisible heaven, the invisible Aqsa. So was the mosque of Al-Aqsa? Was the mosque of Al-Aqsa invisible too?
No.
Okay, can you read for me in the screen? Do you see the screen?
No, I don't, because I'm talking on the phone.
Okay, it says here, I was brought al-buraq, and who was an animal white and long, longer than a donkey, but smaller than a mule. Your prophet, he used a donkey to fly to heaven. Is that true?
If he said it, then it's true.
Okay. Why he need a donkey?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
okay, but he have an angel with him. Why the angel did not take him? I mean, if the angel and then after they took the donkey, is this donkey he have wings?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe yeah, maybe yes, maybe no.
No, he's a donkey. He don't have wings.
Okay. Well, if it was an angel that took him, then you would have said, "Why did the angel take him?" But if the angel didn't take him, you're gonna say, "Why didn't the angel?"
No, angel can go to heaven, but here this is a normal donkey. Supposedly, it's a mule. Actually, as you see, it's a mule. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, if you go here, if we go in this hadith,
yeah,
we will see that your prophet, he arrived to a place, it's called Al-Baytul Ma'mur. Do you know what is that?
Yeah, yes, I've heard of it.
What is that? Al-Baytul Ma'mur.
I think it was I've heard it was something that it will fall on the Kaaba or something like that.
It's a Kaaba. It's like the Kaaba, the same as the Kaaba and the ground, right?
I think yeah.
And what this Kaaba for? Who is doing Hajj there?
Angels, I think.
So angels, they do Hajj there. Do they have a black stone there? They kiss it too?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe yeah.
Okay. 70 angels, they enter this Kaaba every day. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And they never come back.
Wait, what do you mean?
They enter the Kaaba, but they never come back.
I don't know. But
okay.
You're talking all about the angels and stuff. Well, the Bible talks about angels too. So I say that's wrong because
yeah, but no, but I'm saying here the story is a fiction story. There's no witnesses. I mean, you see, when people they say Jesus, he made the blind see, the blind was there, the people were there, and there's witnesses. Your prophet, he have just fiction stories, no witnesses, and you are the one who said there's no witnesses. Nobody saw it. Even his wife, she said, you know, he you know, the prophet, he did not go by his body. It was a spiritual, it was a dream.
Yeah.
So Muslims, they fabricate lies that Muhammad, he went to the 7 heavens, but the fact it's not true. There's no proof of it. So Islam is based on fictions. If the wife of Muhammad herself, she said that Muhammad did not go, what about the rest? How you Muslims you say?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, just because it doesn't have witnesses doesn't mean it's not true. Okay, when Adam and Eve, do you have any witnesses for that story?
Adam and Eve themselves, they were witnesses. You see, at least Adam, there's 2 people at least, you know, but Muhammad, he have nobody. I mean, all his stories, there's nobody. Angel, he came to him, there's nobody.
The problem when he went on the Isra and Mi'raj, the prophets were his witnesses.
What prophet? How Muhammad, he says there's prophet, and yet he said he is the first one to be resurrected in the day of judgment.
No, yeah, that's on the day of judgment, but the prophets,
I know, but they are dead. Supposedly they are dead. Muhammad, as you see here, he quote all the names. Musa is there, Jesus is there. I understand Jesus is there because Muslims believe that he is alive now. But what Musa is doing there, what Abraham is doing there, according to Muhammad, he is the first one to be resurrected in the day of judgment. So how all the prophets are in heaven already? Obviously this is a lie. because either they are dead or alive. And according to Muhammad, they are all dead, and he is the first one to be resurrected in the day of judgment. So Muhammad contradicted himself. No, we go back to
he's a fallible being. He's a fallible being.
Oh, so you're saying here he made a mistake. Here he was lying, and we have to let it go.
He didn't lie. He just a mistake.
It's a mistake. I see. Okay, what about your God? Do your God make mistakes?
No.
Okay. Can you name for me something, prove to me that Allah don't make mistakes in the Quran?
In chapter 4, verse 82, Allah says He doesn't make mistakes.
In chapter 4, verse number 82?
Yes.
Okay. Well, isn't it the same chapter says beat your wives? Don't you think this is a mistake to teach people to beat your wives?
No, when it says beat your wives, it does you misunderstood the verse.
Really? How come? Explain to me. I'm listening.
It doesn't say you should just go like beat your wives and stuff. It just it says women should just listen to their husbands.
And okay, if she don't listen, what we do? We beat her.
Okay, but that's I don't see anything wrong with it.
So you believe that this is a good teaching, that God he teaches man to beat his wife. Do your dad beat your mom?
No.
What if your dad he beat your mom? With my respect to her, I don't mean to insult. I'm just having a conversation with you. What do you think if you see your God, your dad beating your mother? What do you feel about it?
Yeah, I would feel bad, but all right, but my most Muslim women they live happy, and there's that in the Muslim world there it's the least divorce rate and stuff like that. So
I never this is not true. All Muslim women are divorced. What are you talking about? I never saw Muslim women are not divorced yet. They divorce within a few years. Let me show you. Are you saying Aisha is a liar?
No.
Okay, Aisha, she said the most suffering women is a Muslim women. So either you are telling the truth or Aisha is lying. Here we go. You see, Aisha is saying, I have not seen a woman suffering as much as a believing women. And why? Because here she is talking about the husband is beating his wife. And as you see here, the wife, the same story we're talking about, a woman, her husband divorced her, and she wanted to marry a new husband, and Islam forbid her from marrying a new husband, sorry, to go back to her husband unless she have sex with a new husband. Is that a mistake, or this is something you like?
Well, okay, you don't know if she actually said that. You can't be sure she actually said that.
What do you mean? This is sahih.
Whoever rated it sahih made a mistake.
You made a mistake. So, but the Quran, when the Quran says beat your wife, it was a mistake? No. So why this is a mistake? Here the woman, her husband did beat her, and the Prophet he took the side of the man because the man he tried to rape her, and the wife she don't want that because she want to go back to her previous husband. She married this man temporarily because your Prophet you order women if they are divorced 3 times from the same husband, they cannot go back to the previous husband unless they have sex with the new guy. I mean, what kind of religion this religion is? What if you divorce your wife 3 times? Do you really like it if she have to go and sleep with someone else so she can get back to you? Is that logical?
You know the Old Testament says you can do that type of stuff.
Really?
Too.
No, I'd like to show from you. Show me where it says if you divorced your wife 3 times. It says in the Old Testament if you divorce your wife 3 times, she cannot come back to you unless you have a new husband.
No, in Deuteronomy it says if a man doesn't like his wife, he can divorce her.
I'm not talking about divorce here. I'm talking about a woman. She want to go back to her husband. Just because her husband divorced her 3 times, she can't get back unless she has sex with a new guy. What is the logic? What is the dignity here? Where is the decency? You divorce your wife 3 times.
Allah knows best.
Allah knows best. So okay, Allah knows best by making the man beat his wife, right? Allah knows best by practicing muta. The same chapter you shared to me, chapter 4, verse 24. It says you as a Muslim you can practice muta. What do you say about the muta?
No, I'm against it.
Okay, are you against the Quran?
It's a Shia ritual.
No, this is the same chapter you quote from me. This is chapter 4, verse 24, my friend. This is not Shia. This is Quran. What Shia? How this has became a Shia? That's funny. Chapter 4.
It's a Shia ritual.
My friend, this is Quran. Is the Quran the book of the Shia or the book of you? Chapter 4, verse number 24. It says you can pay women wages and you can have sex with them for fun. And if you want, I can show you tafsir of the Sunni. What tafsir you like to see?
Wait, hold up also.
What is your favorite tafsir?
Well, Tafsir Ibn Kathir.
Ibn Kathir. Let us go to Ibn Kathir just to make you happy. Okay. Chapter 4, verse number 24, Ibn Kathir. I will show it to you in front of you on the screen so everybody will see with me what I'm talking about. Here we go. This is Ibn Kathir 4, and here we choose 24. All right. And bingo. This is Ibn Kathir. Let us see what Ibn Kathir says. This is about the muta. And this doesn't have nothing to do with the Shia. The Shia, they still practice it because it's in the Quran. You know? Read with me carefully, my friend. And by the way, Ibn Kathir in English is a false translation, but we will use it anyway.
Right.
Okay. Do you see? So with those among you whom you enjoyed, give them the required due, money, was revealed about the muta marriage. Do you see it? You are the one who chose for me, Ibn Kathir. And your God is making it lawful for you to see a woman in the elevator. You say to her, take off your panty. I will give you $5 to take off her panty. And according to Islam, this is halal.
A clear reading of the verse, it doesn't say it. It even says the.
My friend, aren't you the one who said to me, read Ibn Kathir? Isn't it you who said to me, show me Ibn Kathir?
Yeah, but Ibn Kathir, he was against the mut'ah.
He's against the muta. How he can be against the muta if it is in the Quran? As you see, who is against it? He's saying this is no. He's saying this is true. The Quran, he is explaining the verse. He is explaining the verse. Says this is about the muta. He is the one saying this is about the muta. So in your religion, if Allah is God, what kind of God? He says, okay, if you see a woman, agree with her about a preset time, you know, a predated time date. You see, it says here, a muta marriage is a marriage that end upon a predetermined date. Okay, so it's a predetermined. So you go to a woman, you say to her, okay, how much you charge me to have boom boom with you? She said $10. You said for how long? She said for 2 hours. You agree?
Yeah, but
she
you're
agree.
Getting married, but you're getting married.
What getting married? This is not marriage. What kind of marriage? This marriage? How you can call it a marriage? So you see, Islam. This is why we believe Islam is satanic cult, because this is not marriage. This is prostitution. You made a prostitution legal. You go to a woman, you say to her, I want to have sex with you for 2 hours. I will pay you. Take off your panty. If she agree and you agree, it's halal, and you call it marriage. So what Muhammad he did, he deceived you. He made you believe that adultery and sin and garbage is from God.
Allah knows best.
Okay, Allah knows best. Thank you, my friend, for calling. There's some Muslim trying to call. Let's see if we can get someone who knows better than you who can answer about Islam. Thank you for calling. You can feel free to call me again if you wish. All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. Maybe we have some better Muslim. He can do better. We have a guy. His name is Mahdi. Okay. Let us see, Mr. Mahdi.
Hello.
Oh, this is you.
Yeah.
You're still a Muslim? I thought you left Islam.
Oh.
Are you doing muta these days? Be honest with me.
Yes.
You are doing muta.
Yes.
How much it costs you these days? What is the market for muta these days in Islam?
I don't know, man.
What do you mean? You just said you do muta.
Yes, I do. I do muta every day.
Okay, and how much it cost you?
But what? It's a free.
This is not muta, because in Islam, as you see, you have to pay her. The Quran says that you are breaking the law of Allah, my friend. Don't you fear that Allah will chop your penis?
Yeah, 20 cents I pay.
Okay, 20 cents. Okay, that's expensive.
Can I? The topic today is show proof Allah exists.
All right. What is the proof?
Okay, I'll show you.
What, are you going to play a tape for me?
No.
So I'm waiting. Show me.
Yeah, wait. I'm showing. I'm getting it right now.
Oh, you are getting it. Okay. I hope Jibril is going to give you the inspiration.
Yes.
What's happening?
What?
Where is the proof?
Yeah, I'm showing you. Just wait 30 seconds.
Why is it taking 30 seconds? You are searching Google. I thought you're the one who called me, says I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm sending it right now.
Oh, you want to send me a link?
Yes.
Well, you start reading. By the time, okay, so you can send a link, no problem. Start reading. Tell us what it says.
Angel and devil in the Quran is mentioned 88 times.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, what if I got you busted?
Yes, sir. I'm sending you the links.
All right. What if I prove that this is a false thing?
I'm sending you the links.
My friend, if I prove that all those numbers are lie?
Okay, show me.
Okay.
Proof.
Guys, here we go. This is the link you showed me. This is the line. This is the link he gave us. Correct? Okay. Al-Malaika. Al-Malaika, it's appear 88 times. Correct? I'm going to copy the word Al-Malaika as it is in the screen.
Why?
Why not? Is it wrong?
Just why are you doing that?
Because we want to count if this is true or not.
Okay.
And I will post in the search engine.
Okay, sure.
And we will see if it's 88 times, and we will see, we will copy the word shaitan 88 times.
You have to click on the dictionary though.
My friend, don't tell me click a dictionary. Here we go. The result is 114 times, so it's a lie.
What do you mean where?
It is 114 times showing the word angels showing in Arabic 114 times.
You are using a which website are you using?
Your website. This is your Islamic website, QuranWowCrazy.com.
What are you talking about?
It's in the front of you. It's in the, okay. Give me a website you approve. We will search in the search engine. Okay?
Listen, my website. It doesn't go by translations.
This is not translation. I'm searching in Arabic. I just copy the same word exactly in your website, my friend, in the front of everybody. This is the word Al-Malaika. I copy and I paste. All right. It's exactly the word. I click search. Okay. Now let us search shaitan. Let us search for shaitan, and you will see. Hold on, shaitan. I will search for the word shaitan. Hold on. You Muslims are a bunch of hypocrites who lie. Here we go. Shaitan appears 78 times. Shaitan appears 78 times. Not only that, why you are not counting Iblis? If we count Iblis,
A'udu and Iblis is mentioned 11 times. Which you are deceiving.
What Iblis is mentioned 11 times, and what is mentioned too? What?
A'udu.
What? A'uzu? A'uzu.
Yes.
That is a miracle. So if A'udu and A'udu mentioned, okay, A'udu is mentioned 8 times.
11 times.
Oh, it's in the front of me. It says 8 times. It's a lie.
Listen. My website is correct. You are deceiving your viewers.
I just share an engine in front of me. Everybody is witnesses. This is your Islamic website. I have nothing to do with it.
Jesus Christ, you're deceiving, man.
Why you are cursing, my friend? Why you are insulting Jesus? Now, can you prove to me that Allah exists? This is what you have. Allah exists.
I'm showing you.
This is what you have that Allah exists. It's stupid. This is stupid. We prove it to be wrong. It's a false. It's a lie. Every statement there is a lie.
Listen, devil angel is mentioned 88 times.
I showed that it's not true. I showed it. Everybody says it. We don't repeat the same thing. Give me something else.
Listen, the website I'm using is it doesn't go by translations.
I'm not using translation. This is Arabic. Search Arabic. Who is what translation? Did you see a translation there? This is Arabic.
No. If you're done with live streaming, go one by one.
I did. I made many videos about it. Actually, I wrote about them in my books. It's a lie. All of those are lies. Even there's Muslim website. I made a video 2 days ago. A Muslim website. They made calculation and they say all of this is lie. Is nothing true in them.
You are such a big deceiver.
Guys, did I make a video just 2 days ago and I showed you the Muslim website saying that this is always a lie when I made a video about Shabir Ali? You remember? It's a Muslim website. A Muslim website saying it clearly that all the numbers there is nothing but a lie.
It's all true. It's all true.
Okay, so this is the only proof you have for me that Allah exists.
No, there's many more. Man and woman is both mentioned 24 times.
Man and women.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll show you.
What is the? Give me the. But I warn you, if it's not true, it's mean you Muslims are getting busted again.
Yes.
Here we go. This is the word rajul.
No. I'll send.
You will send. Okay. He will send. Okay. We have to wait. He will send. We cannot show what we will. You know, he have to send it. Otherwise, Islam will be in trouble.
I'll just do men first, then I'll send women.
Okay, no problem. All right. This is man. Guys, here we go. I will copy the word as it is.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Look there.
Oh, okay. I'm looking, my friend. I will go. This is a lie. This is a big fat lie, my friend. Let us show you. Here we go. This is the word rajul. Actually, the same as I typed, but I will paste as exactly you gave me. How many times you said it exists?
24.
24. So why it's coming here 13 times?
Because you're searching on Google. It's not right.
I'm not searching in Google. This is your Islamic website.
It's not Islamic website. You're searching on Google.
Yeah, I'm not searching. This is Islamic website. This is Quran. This is Quran. This is Quran. I will copy the link. Here we go. I will post it here. Everybody can see it. Let me post it. Okay. This is Quran.
Oh my.
Don't say my God. Say oh my Allah. You know.
You are such a deceiver.
Okay. Here we go. This is the Quran website, not my website. Do you see it?
You listen, my friend.
I'm not your friend. I don't friend idiots.
These are not
and your page is not accurate. They are fooling you. You don't even speak Arabic. How you know they are truthful? I speak Arabic. Show me. Here we go. This is the word rajul. This is the word rajul. This is the word rajul. So this is a false calculation.
What are you talking about? You're
okay.
searching on Google.
Did you count? Okay. Okay. Hold on. So you are saying to me that this is the only proof that Allah is exist, that there is equal numbers of words is exist in the Quran, which is we prove to be false. Anything else? That's it? Bankrupt?
No, there's many more of these word counts, but I'll show you.
We got them busted anyway. I mean, go watch my videos, my friend. We have, you know, that's it. I'm not going to keep searching and showing it. It's a lie, all of the lie. Do you have anything else you want to add before we send you to jail?
I am not going to argue longer with this.
Okay. Who is a Muslim would like to call me? Ali Jafar. Let us see Mr. Ali. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Ali. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to say that you have become more desperate since David Wood was roasted by Muhammad Hijab. All you missionaries have become more desperate.
My friend, did you hear the one who called me just 15 minutes ago? He said because of that debate, this guy, he saw my videos and he left Islam. And he is now he's working with his family to leave Islam. So I don't know who is desperate here.
How do you know he's not a Christian troll?
Okay, let me ask you. Muhammad Hijab. Okay. I will make you leave Islam. I will make you leave Islam because of Muhammad Hijab. Let us see. Can you stand? Can you please wait with me? Muhammad Hijab, he said, not a single Jew worship another God beside one God for 4,000 years. Do you agree with him?
He said what?
He said for 4,000 years. You can watch the debate again as long as you watch it already, so you cannot say I did not see it. He said for 4,000 years, not a single Jew worship a God beside the only God he is instructed to worship. Do you agree with him?
He never said that.
He said that. He said
because
that.
They worship
I said no. He said that. No, he said that. Stop being liar. He said that.
Show me.
Show me.
Where
Silence me.
That?
Okay. So if I show you, you will accept. If I show you, you apologize and you say you were lying because you
lying about what? Lying
about he did not say that. Why you are saying to me he did not say that?
You could make a mistake, but you have to show me.
So now it's a mistake.
But did I say Muhammad Hijab is infallible?
No, but you said to me people are leaving Islam because of him, because he just proved that the Quran is corrupt, my friend. When 4,000 years, hold on. 4,000
David,
years,
the Bible's corrupt.
4,000 years, nobody worship any god beside the true God, which they ordered, instructed to worship the Jews. And then the Quran says that there's a guy, his name is Uzair. He was worshipped as the son of Allah. So Muhammad Hijab, he proved to us that Allah is a false god, and the Quran is a lie.
Show me.
Here we go, chapter 9, verse number 30.
I'm not sure where Hijab said that.
Oh, you want me to play for you the video now?
You can tell me what the video is and I'll look at it.
Okay. Let us see. We need to
And
find.
then you can explain after you've shown me the video. Do you agree with David Wood that the Bible's corrupt? David Wood said the Bible's
I never heard him saying that, but if he said
okay,
that,
he said the ending of Mark is
you know,
later.
I'm not responsible for anyone he speak for himself. You see, you are the one who said to me before, because of David Wood and the hijab. For me, David Wood don't present me. I know, debate me, and win a debate with me. And I don't present anyone too. I mean, myself, I present myself. So if Muhammad Hijab is saying something, hold on. Are
you Orthodox?
I am what?
Are you an Orthodox Christian?
I am no. I'm born again Christian. I believe in Jesus. I don't believe. I don't believe in a church name. I believe in Jesus.
Oh, so you don't believe in
hold on. Let me show you where Muhammad Hijab is. I'm trying to look for the video.
All right.
Chapter 6, verse 5. There are 4 spirits. So there.
I'm trying to find
the biblical text in this. That's, you know, he's been referred to as Emmanuel, etc.
Mean God is with us, and we will answer about.
And for example, he says that Jesus, this is called the etymology fallacy. That's, you know, he's been referred to as Emmanuel, etc. God is with us. Elijah is also, the word Elijah in the Hebrew language means God is with us.
That's a stupid one. Let us go and see what else he said about. I'm trying to find it for you. You see, you're okay. Hold on. I'm trying to find it.
In a second, you will see.
I'm trying to find
Don't
it.
accept all the Bibles, you liar. Don't. They found a manuscript.
Let's see.
Nobody.
You accept all the Bibles.
Yeah, don't change the topic. I'm trying to find you because you said he did not say that. He said that, and everybody knows.
Anyway,
and that's why the translators put 4.
Okay, hold on. He said that Allah he pray for, not 2. Do you agree with this one? And we will go then to 4,000 years.
they are clapping for him. They don't know what he's going to say next.
You're changing the subject.
I knew it.
Anyway,
and that's why the translators put 4, not 2, the prophet.
See how
do you agree that Allah he pray for, not 2?
Show me what you claimed. You made a claim. Support your claim. Stop changing the subject, princess.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Allah he pray for, not 2. I'm looking for in the video. I'm scrolling the video. I'm looking for. Yeah. I don't know what moment he said that.
Hold on.
This is going to happen.
I knew. Okay.
The translator did be between them. Word Allah he pray for of mistakes.
Okay, I'm trying to search. The video is long. Anyone remember what moment? Just wait. Everybody knows that this is what he said. I mean, this is stupid of you. This is stupid of you to say he did not say that. I mean, people will laugh at you. Shame on you to say he did not say that. Hold on. Let me open the whole thing. Hold on. Yeah.
Remember what you claimed. You said he said that.
Okay. So if I prove it, you will agree that he's a donkey. Be a man and say yes.
No. He can make a mistake.
He make a mistake.
I also want to give credit to.
Hold on.
Later, it assumes that he.
I'm searching the video all over.
Jeremiah Jews.
There are lots of bad. These are your words. There are lots of bad and time. And
if somebody can search for it, what he said, for 4,000 years, no single Jew worship any other God. He's instructed to worship only one God.
Did he say they were instructed to, or they didn't?
Chapter 6, 108. Do not.
Hold on.
Did he say they were instructed not to, or they did not?
He did not. He said for 4,000 years. For 4,000 years. Guys, somebody find it for me and we'll play it. Just tell me which minute it is. He said that. If somebody can search the video, find me which minute he said that, and everybody will laugh. For 4,000 years, not a single Jew. The Jews, they were instructed for 4,000 years.
Yeah, that's true. They were instructed not to.
Okay, that's mean the Quran is a lie, because he is talking about 4,000 years. This is since the time of Moses. So since the time of Moses, not a single Jew. He was answering about the Trinity, my friend. He said the Jews, how come we cannot find the Trinity in the Old Testament? He said, and for 4,000 years.
But Princess, you're changing your premise.
No, I am not changing.
You're changing
for 4,000 years. Okay, somebody, hold on. Somebody saying to me, minute 28 and 15. Hold on. I'm trying to find where is the 4,000 years statement.
Quite explicitly, in fact, in the Old Testament, not to break the commandments. Why is it that in the Old Testament you do not find the Trinity mentioned or inferred? And if it was inferred, why haven't the rabbis, the Jewish scholars, for 4,000 years of Hebrew history inferred it?
Here we go. Very much. Here we go. Did you hear it? For 4,000 years. 4,000 years. Did you hear it, Ali? Did you hear him saying for 4,000 years?
No.
Okay, let me play it again for you.
Play it again.
All right.
Testament, you do not find the Trinity mentioned or inferred. And if it was inferred, why haven't the rabbis, the Jewish scholars, for 4,000 years of Hebrew history inferred it?
Did you see it? Did you hear it?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but did you say this is true? Did you say this is true?
Muhammad Hijab is saying, obviously,
okay,
it's a lie.
guys, did he say? Okay, hold on. You just say this is true. That means the Quran is false. You are getting the Quran busted because the Quran in chapter 9. No, he said it clearly. He said no, not a single rabbi for 4,000 years. We can find this.
4,000 years. What? He said. No rabbi in 4,000 years.
They worship only one God. He said,
no, he never said
no,
that.
listen, no, he said that they were instructed to worship only one God, only one God. Yeah. Instructed to worship only one God. Let us play again. Hold on. Let us everybody laugh.
Instructed where in the Old Testament?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's trying to prove why we cannot find the Trinity in the Old Testament. They are instructed to worship one God. And for 4,000 years, not a single rabbi he did taught anyone to worship another God except one God.
No. He never said that.
Listen carefully.
He said they never.
Listen carefully. Shut up, donkey. Here we go. Read carefully. Listen carefully.
So now the question is this: a Jew who is acquainted with the Torah, with the Old Testament, why would one ask him to realign his belief, his theological doctrines, into believing in a triune God, when in fact he's been instructed quite explicitly, in fact, in the Old Testament, not to break the commandments?
Actually, this is a very... And what is the commandment? He was quoting for us to worship God alone. This is what he was saying in the debate. He was instructed, he quoted for us from the Old Testament, O Israel, your God is one God. He was instructed to worship God alone for 4,000 years. Hijab proved to us that the Bible is the truth and the Quran is a lie. He was quoting for us. You can watch the debate again. For 4,000 years, not a single rabbi, 4,000 years, he broke what he's instructed to do. What? To worship, O Israel, your God is one God. Hypocrite liars. Now let me call you back. So did you hear it?
Hello?
Did you hear it?
Yeah, he said in 4,000 years they never inferred a Trinity.
No, he said that he was quoting for us that you worship one God only. Stop lying. He said the Jews, and he quote for us from the Old Testament that the Jews always worship one God. Yeah. So, and he said, and he confirmed that for 4,000 years, not a single Jew, not a single rabbi, 4,000 years, he did not what? He did not break the commandment of God, which is you are helping us, you and Hijab, to make people leave Islam, because he proved to us that the Quran is a lie.
They never inferred a Trinity.
No, he was we can watch people. They can watch the debate. He was quoting for us. He was quoting for us. Liar. Let me shut you up. Here we go. We'll play it again. We'll play it again and again. Let everybody laugh. You Muslims are a bunch of liars. He was quoting from the Old Testament that they worship only one God.
Christian people is to come to common terms that we worship none but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
You're right.
Of all of the gospels, most ancient gospels. What did Jesus say? Did he say?
Let's see, hold on.
Why would one ask him to realign his belief, his theological doctrines, into believing in a triune God, when in fact he's been instructed quite explicitly, in fact, in the Old Testament, not to break the commandments?
What is the commandment he's talking about? Go previously, and he says he was quoting for you from the Old Testament to worship one God, not to break the commandment. You see how hypocrite liars they are? So he was debating based on what? Trying to prove to the Christian that the Jews did not break the commandment of God, which is you worship your God alone. And this liar, he is saying to us, he did not say that.
Is defined by the Athanasian Creed in 500 AD, Athanasian Creed, as one divine gods, but one God. It goes.
See?
The Father is Almighty.
Hold on.
The Bible which relates to God's name. Let's take, for example, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Bereshit, bara, Elohim. The word bara means he created. Whenever you find
anyways, so he's trying in the whole quotation from the Old Testament that the whole Bible in the Old Testament speaking about one God. But the donkey, he forgot, because he don't know what he's talking about, that the word echad does not mean oneness as one person. It is a unity. This is what Muhammad he used in his stupid Quran when he says, say that Allah is ahad. Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad. Ahad is coming from echad. Echad in the Hebrew is not one as a person, it is a unity.